Good morning from wherever you are and welcome to the Reds Army. This is where we talk about anything and everything about Manchester United, from transfer news, rumors, match analysis, and just any discussion that revolves around our club. So if you're new here, do us a favor and kindly subscribe. As you can see, this is a new channel. We are trying to build traction and to reach as many people as possible. It's going to take a second. Kindly subscribe. So let's dig into the first video today. Manchester United are not playing the type of football that we are used to. They are not improving. Actually, they are getting worse. We are getting worse. That's the point. What really happened when we played Leicester City is that we got lucky. With all due respect to Leicester City, they are currently fighting for relegation, and they're actually having bad results. But when they played us, when they played Manchester United at Old Trafford, it was like two teams who were battling for relegation. It was evident that Leicester City were hungry. They were hungry to win the game compared to Man United. And if you look at the reactions from people after the match, the post-match reaction, you can see clearly that people noticed there was a difference between these two teams. Okay, Leicester City, they were hungry. They were more motivated to win. Man United, they were playing like strangers. Okay, and which makes me wonder, on paper, Man United look extremely better than Leicester City. I mean, we have the likes of Kobe Mino. Okay, we have the likes of Onana. All right, we have the likes of Bruno Fernandes. These are people who can change the game. Amad Diallo, Garnacho. If you look at them individually, these are gifted players who can actually bring a huge difference to a team. But when they are playing together, they are playing like a bunch of strangers. That's what Gary Lineker said. They're playing like a bunch of strangers, which makes you wonder what's going on, what's happening. Why are these people not living up to their full potential? Why are they performing so poorly that they have to be highlighted every week? Why? Well, if you look at what Amorim said, he summarized actually the problems, and I think he's pretty smart for saying this. He said that the players are nervous. They're very, very, very nervous. When they have the ball, they're nervous. When they lose possession, they panic. So that's the problem. It's not that they are not good players. They are not actually giving the effort. If you look at the match, if you look at it closely, you will see that we play a very horrible match. Wasn't what we expected. We thought that we are going to play against Leicester. You know, we have played against Leicester this season, and we actually battered them. They were running around. We kept the ball from them, but this time round, they were serious. They were motivated. They wanted to embarrass us, and they came very close. They came very close to embarrassing Man United at Old Trafford, which makes you wonder what's going on. Why are these players nervous? I mean, if you look at them, they have played football their entire lives, but they are nervous playing for Man United. You know why? Because these are types of players who don't like criticism. When you criticize them, they shrink. You know, they're not like the likes of Ronaldo. You know, if you criticize Ronaldo, he's going to go to the next game to prove you wrong. And 9 out of 10 times, he always proves people wrong. But if you look at the likes of, let's say, Højlund or Zaxi, if you criticize these players, they're going to shrink, they're going to disappear. They're not going to give 100%. Okay? And when you play for Man United, I'm sorry boys, but when you play for Man United, be ready to be criticized. We are going to criticize you, we are going to call you out, and when you play well, we are going to praise you. So we are not that bad. We're not like the most hostile fans in the world. No, we are not. We're actually very fair. So if you play well, we praise you. If you play badly, well, you're going to see the other side of us, which you are not going to like. Now, what happens now? Because if you look at, I was watching the match last night, Aston Villa versus Tottenham, and the reason why I watched that game was because of Rashford. I knew he was going to make a debut, and he made a debut. But looking at how he was playing, okay, he didn't have a good game. It wasn't much of a good game the way we used to see Rashford at his prime, but he showed effort. He showed a lot of effort, something we haven't seen we haven't seen in Manchester United for the last 18 or 24 months. I mean, he switched off when he was playing for Man United. And then when you look at Antony, when he was playing for Betis, he also played a very good game and he scored a goal. Okay? Now, Sancho is a different story. Sancho, the first few games when he played for Chelsea, I mean, he was motivated to play, but again, Sancho being Sancho, he went there and he flopped. Now, Chelsea are considering to return him to Man United. And we are like, no, thank you, man. You can keep him. We don't want people who cannot give us 100%. We are done. We have been operating on 50, 40, 50, 30% capacity. We don't want that. We don't want people who come in and give us just half of the effort. No, we want people who will come in and give us 100% of your attention and your effort. And these boys are actually finding out that playing for Man United is not always glory days, because right now we are in the transition phase. Actually, I don't think we are even in the transition phase. I think we missed the mark. We are dead lost in the jungle. We don't even know how we got there. And we are trying to find some tracks, we are trying to find our way back into the main road. And Amorim seems to be struggling with this. Because if you look at Man United, I've been a Man United supporter for the last 20 years. 20 years. And during that period, I've never seen Man United perform this poorly. Nah. This is the first time I'm seeing Man United at this particular position in the table, at this particular stage in the season. Right now, even when we're having a bad season, like when we had David Moyes, we tried. At this particular time, I think he was sacked before even the first half of the season, but that's not the point. The point is, he tried. Our players tried. They gave 100%. Now, we brought in Louis van Gaal. He did what he did. People hated him, others praised him. Then Mourinho, then Ole, Solskjaer. Then we have now, then we brought in interim manager Rangnick. Then we brought in Erik Ten Hag. Then now Amorim. And the problem is still there. The performance is very poor, which makes you, if you use the power of deduction, you can already see that the problem is not the manager here. There's something else rotten down there, and I think we need to look at this deeply. But I think the players, the attitude is very, very, very bad. They have a very bad attitude. These are the kind of players who believe that if I can just go into a match, and or if I can go into a training session, give it 100% at a training session, then maybe gamble on a match day and see if I can put in a decent performance. Then I'll be okay. And then once the results don't go our way, they just bombard us on the social media platforms telling us we are standing united, this is horrible, we feel gutted. I mean, we have read these messages for years now, and nothing is changing. It's like they are copy-pasting the messages. Actually, if you look at those messages, they're very similar to each other, and you are like, okay, you have this problem, so how do you plan to solve it? But they are not interested in solving the problem. You know why? They're getting paid a lot of money to be Man United players, so that's all they care about. These people are millionaires. Can you imagine living in the UK and you are paid like £250,000 a week? That's £1 million. Even when you pay half of it as tax, that's still £500,000, which is £6 million a year. These are millionaires. And they have forgotten what they're supposed to do. They have forgotten that they're supposed to be playing for us as Man United, not to fill their bank accounts only. They're supposed to be doing the jobs that they were brought there to do. But they're not doing it. They're giving us 50%. They're giving us half the effort. We are not paying for half the effort. So if you are going to give us half the effort, you need to receive half the pay. This should be the new rule at Man United. If you're giving people half the effort, then you need to receive half the pay. Okay? Secondly, when you look at us as Man United players, I think there's a problem of coexistence. Okay, we have several players there. We have several players from different nationalities. Okay, all these players have formed cliques and groups. Okay, the Brazilians or the Portuguese, they hang out together. The French-speaking players, they hang out together. The English-speaking players, they hang out together. I mean, there is no unity in the dressing room. They are not united at all. And you wonder, is this ironic? Because you're playing for Manchester United. You should be united. You should be united. You should not be in groups and cliques. This is what's going to destroy the team from inside. Okay? I don't know what Amorim is going to do about that. I hope he's going to fix it. And he also needs to work with the owners, because the owners, people are complaining that the owners are actually not giving us, they are not communicating with the fans. In reality, they are not communicating with the fans. They need to talk with the owners. They need to address these issues of communication. We need people to actually tell us what's going on behind the scenes. Now, one day, we have the Rashford who was fired. They didn't tell us why he was fired. Then, just like that, they were saying that every player is a fair game. We can sell them. They don't tell us why. Okay, now players are scared. Oh, they're like, because there was a time we were planning to sell Garnacho to Napoli. Garnacho. We don't have a replacement for Garnacho, but we were putting up for sale. There were even negotiations, and you were, are these people serious? I mean, Ineos came in and told us they want to re-establish connection with Man United fans. If this is how you establish the connection, then you're failing at your job. You need to do an incredible job at that. They need to hire a new PR team that's going to look at this issue and try to bridge the gap between the management and the fans. Otherwise, we're going to have these problems day in, day out for the entire season, for more years to come. Okay? So, we have a game coming in 6 days' time. We're going to play Tottenham. And it's a very interesting game, because if you look at it closely, you see that we are right above them, 2 points ahead of them, but they have a massive goal difference. Okay, we are still in the negative. They have, I think we are -6. They have positive 11 goals, which means they have outscored at this season. They're also having a terrible run right now. So it's going to be a very interesting game to watch, because we are not far from relegation. We are not far from relegation. Leicester City are sitting, I think, at the position number 18, and we are number 13. So that means if you look at the point difference, we are only 8 points ahead of Leicester City. And if you convert those 10 points into matches, you'll see those. We just need to lose 3 games in a row, and then we'll be in trouble. That is, if Leicester can manage to win 3 games, or any other team in the relegation zone can manage to win 3 games. If we lose 3 games right now, it's going to be crucial. That's why every point we win right now is important. We have never been in this position, and it's an interesting time, because I really want to see how we are going to get ourselves out of this position. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that game. I want to see how that game is going to be playing around. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think is going on in Man United? I might have missed something. Do you think there's something else going on that I might have missed, or do you think that the players are to blame? Kindly connect with us in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, kindly take a minute to subscribe and share this video. Let us grow this community. I'll see you in the next video.